Hello there everyone and welcome back to all of Fabric 6. So today's going to be a bit of a challenging episode. We're going to try and get through all of Deep Mob Learning in a single go. Because there is a full quest page here for it. And yeah, these quests aren't going to finish themselves. So last season we did Deep Mob Learning in 2 episodes. I reckon this time we could probably get it done in 1. But since we are going to be away from the MI factory for a little bit, in between episodes I went through the production line and kind of just threw in upgrades, these things, which overclock the machines. I just put them in all the machines that seemed like they needed it, like things that were still in production. I tend to cut out the busy work, but that is like most busy work of MI has just been looking at the end products and seeing what's stalling them, like what's stopping them from reaching their full potential from just being made all the time. In our case, what was stalling us the most is aluminium because we weren't getting enough ruby dust in. Now we're going pretty good. And we weren't getting enough ruby dust because we weren't processing enough redstone. Anyway, I traced it back to literally step 1 with our bronze drill quarry. So this thing's now overclocked at 544 times the base speed with a full stack of turbo upgrades in there. Alright, but the next step in all this, as you can see, we've basically finished. We've just got, well, 2 big quests. We've got to build a fusion reactor and a plasma turbine, and that'll finish off the MI chapter for us. But there are some secretly hidden MI quests here in the Completionist page. To get a full set of quantum armor and a quantum sword, and each one of those costs us a quantum upgrade. But this replicator thing is pretty expensive. The UU matter we've got plenty of buckets of that. But in addition to that, we need 4 extra quantum upgrades. You can see there's 4 circuits there, but there's also 2 circuits to make every quantum barrel and 2 circuits to make every quantum tank. Oh, and a secret quantum circuit to make every quantum machine hull. So really, each of these is an additional 3 quantum circuits. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 3 is 24. So that's 28 quantum circuits, not including the ones that go into the upgrade. We'll count them separately. Oh, and 1 in the middle there, 29. And the barrels and the tanks also take singularities, just the 1. So that's another 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, and that replicator thing is basically a duping machine. Like you feed it UU matter and you can dupe nearly any item in the game. But as nothing is easy, it's super expensive. So we just got to let those items accumulate. As you can see, I'm embracing the creative flight now. I think I held off long enough. We no longer have our Rod of the Sky in our hotbar. And yeah, I'm wearing both Heart Singer's reward, which is 14 hearts. Oh, 12 hearts. An extra 12 hearts and the Azure Dyke Ring, both from Spectrum. So we've just got a bit more defense there as well. All right, but we're wasting time here. Let's jump into Deep Mob Learning. We've been pretty good this playthrough, not repeating things that we did in previous runs. So we set up Deep Mob Learning last time, back in AOF 5. This time we got into Revitalize, and we've been using this as our mob farm. So they're kind of the options you have in the pack. You have Spirit, which is what we did. Tick, done. Quest complete. And you have Deep Mob Learning. And the difference between them is like Spirit is really good if you want a lot of one item. Let's say you wanted blaze rods. You can just get them from putting blaze in a revitalizer down there and you'll get all the blaze you ever need. Or if you want ghast tears, similarly you get ghasts and you run that through the machine and you'll also get gunpowder as a secondary drop. Like every iteration, every 23 seconds, I get the equivalent of the drops of killing 9 mobs. Well, plus there's loot in pylons and that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, the Revitalizer or Spirit, really good for getting a lot of a single mobs drop. DML is really good for getting like general drops. Similarly, you set up like this fake kind of simulated mob killing chamber and you get these things called matter, overworld matter, hellish matter, and extraterrestrial matter. And then you use that matter, you combine that with things like here, 2 of the hellish matter with a bone. That's how you get your blaze rod. Or 2 of the hellish matter with the spider eye and sugar. That's how you get your ghast tears. So the goal is to basically accumulate this stuff and it has much more general purposes. I hope that makes sense. Like 2 different types of simulating mob deaths. And although there's a lot of crossover, they do serve different purposes, which is nice. So let's jump into the quest. First things first, you need soot-covered redstone. You get it by punching redstone against a coal block, like this little guy here's doing. Redstone against block of coal. I just want to test if we can do this thing, this kind of like punching redstone on a block of coal. I'm just curious if a deployer can do this for us. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, either kind of method, like left click or right click, neither seem to work. All right, that's cool. I'll just do it quickly myself. 3 stacks ought to do us. I doubt there's any real need to automate it. But, you know, got to satisfy my curiosity. Okay, and then there's 2 paths coming off here. We've got the path that ends in the trial chamber and glitch ingots. Yeah, that's what you want to make the armor set. And then there's a little shorter path here leading into simulation chambers and stuff. That's pretty cheap. Soot-covered plates come from obsidian and that stuff. The loot fabricator is a machine that you will be using to turn pristine matter into something useful. Okay, we haven't got pristine matter yet. We get that from the simulation chamber. All right, well, and that's to upgrade your armor. So, okay, let's start off with the simulation chamber then. This thing just takes energy and polymer clay and a data model, and it'll simulate the death of whatever mob you have on the model. This is where you get your matter from. Oh, I don't know if we have twilight matter. It wasn't in REI, so maybe that's not in this pack. All right, so this thing is basically what's going to simulate kills for us. That's probably getting ahead of ourselves. First up, you need data models, and these are the things that store the information of the mobs that you kill. And that's how you run your simulations. And to get them, you need to get blank data models. Whoa, there's a bunch. So it looks like there's 9 types of data models. So let's make 9 of these. Oh, they don't stack? Really? I kind of feel like they should stack. Yeah, let's just dump all them in. We're endgame here. We've almost got 2 million emeralds. I think we've probably got enough to make all these things, but you know, some of them could be pretty tough. Like if you were doing this early game instead, you might not have any Nautilus shells. You might not have got Blaze yet. Totems, gas tiers. You got to go to the end, I guess, to get the shulker shells. But that is not a problem for us. 1, 8, and 9. All right, we had all the stuff we needed. That's cool. Yeah, you put them in this thing called the Deep Learner. Oh, that's cool. And it shows you, or it cycles through which mobs will get you that data. I guess this must be zombie, slime, all the different slimes get you information and you got to update it. All right, but I don't want to do it the boring way. Just curious if this thing over here still works. This was our like temporary, very temporary cursed dirt farm. This might be good actually. Yeah, I think this will work. So what I'm thinking is we want a way to be able to like replenish. Okay, well, some of them aren't going to be so easy, but we want a way to be able to replenish these data models whenever they run out. And if we had just like a basic box with cursed dirt here, this will be enough to get us our zombies, overworld, skeletons, nether. We could build one in the nether, and we should be able to build one in the end as well. And we can just like copy and paste this design into different dimensions and have a place to kill them. I do like this facade that I've set up. Yeah, and have a place to kill him. Maybe we'll build it out of the bluestone. And if I could kill him without killing myself in the process, that would be ideal. Okay, so yeah, there's currently dirt under here now, but we can plant, we can just plant a cursed dirt seed and let it grow. So mobs will get pushed and just kind of be smushed there. I think we should be able to get some free pot shots off, you know, without being seen. Hopefully, that's the idea at least. There's a little on and off switch at the top, with which just connects to some real basic redstone. I'm doing this quick and cheap. Now, what I want to find out is, I forget how to use this schematic, but I just want to create a schematic of this, and then we'll go take it to like a different dimension. Maybe this was it. Schematic and quill. There we go. First position, second position. I'll get rid of that one. That should be everything. Yep. Not getting the blocks below it. Not getting the blocks to the side of it. Now we should be able to save that as Cursed Farm. Saved as Cursed Farm 1. And with a fresh schematic now. Number 1. Cool. Okay. This one should do the trick. Cool. We got some dudes in there. Are we safe to swing away? Yeah, look at that. 2 zombies and a couple skellies. Oh, that's interesting. The overworld one has zombies and probably skeletons too, and witches and stuff. But zombies have their own one. I wonder if you can double count. Does killing a single skeleton or a single zombie get counted in both those models? I guess let's go quickly find out. All right, let's do a bit of murder science. So we've got 2 overworld data. So skeletons are in overworld data and they're also in the skeleton data model with withers and strays and stuff. So let's kill 1 skeleton and see if this goes up to 1 and that goes up to 3. That would be really handy. I doubt it. All right, skelly dropped. That's 2 and that's 1. So this didn't go up. So I think 1 kill only counts once. What if we had 2 of these deep loners though? Is that allowed? Like, let's take out the overworld model and put it in this one. Let's find ourselves another skelly and see if they both go up at once. Oh, volunteer. This one's still on 2. Okay, I guess not. That one's still on 2 and this one's gone up to 2. Final test. 3 and 2. Okay, that's a shame. That would have been so good. Alright, so it's a small little farm. We must be having Endritch mobs or whatever they are spawning in there. Eldritch mobs? I think they are. A bit worried. Last time we built this thing, it blew up. And I guess a skeleton and a creeper got into a fight or something. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I wonder if the order you put things in is a priority. Like if we put Overworld first, is that going to be the only one that goes up? So it's on 29. Skelly's on 17. Okay. Kill a skelly. 17, 30. It went up. But if skeletons go first, you're not a skeleton. Skelly killed, 18. Okay, that seems to be what happens. Whatever you have in the first slot takes priority. So in that case, probably, yeah, we'll put zombies, skellies, and then overworld. Because the overworld one includes kills from like spiders and these things, creepers. Ooh. So that seems like a good way to spread out the kills. All right, I'm just going to grind this for a little bit, see how high I can get these 3. And then we'll go chuck them in a simulation machine, see what kind of drops we get. All right, so yeah, we got a few more things there, some more heads. We have a zombie data model that's now superior, also a superior skeleton data model, and a self-aware overworld data model, and it didn't take too long. Yeah, we do have a bunch of spawners. Skeleton spawners. Oh, did you eat my... I didn't realize there was in a box. They can act odd sometimes. Hoglins. Okay. It's in a box, it just doesn't realize. Yeah, we've got all these spawners. Oh, we're going to need a bigger chest. So actually, we've got all these spawners, and I don't really know what's in there. If we find that this method kind of sucks and isn't fast enough, I'll have to go through and maybe name these spawners or something, but we can also set up a proper mob farm. But with our zombie and skeleton and overworld data models, with them, we can now get a simulation chamber set up and start simulating their deaths, I think. Yeah. Probably down... Yeah. We're not really using this corner anymore. All right, so something like this, I guess. We'll have, although you can't see it, snuck an AE2 cable in under there. This interface is going to be providing as many simulation chambers as we need with polymer clay. That's this stuff. So what if we say have a stack available at all times, give it a crafting card. So it knows how to make them, although I do have to set the recipe in the system first, don't I? Like that. Yeah, the gold, the iron, the lapis, we're getting that from MI, so that should be no dramas. We'll never run out of that. And the clay, I think we got thousands of the stuff, yeah. For clay, we're solid. Teach our system how to make this. Over here, I guess. Now this should start making it for us and putting it there. There we go, cool. So now we've got polymer clay coming in whenever we need it. This thing here, kind of, I think it's directional, if I remember that correctly. Let's try. I'm going to use these cute modern dynamics pipes because you can see the items pass through them. I think it's really cute. Yeah, I think you can only... please insert a data model to begin the simulation. Thank you. Is there more? Thank you for... Is this deliberate? Is this a joke? Thank you for translating. Create. What? Anyway, I'm fairly certain it's directional and it only accepts items from the top and takes them from the bottom. So pipe on top and whitelist to only let polymer clay out. Yeah, it doesn't even try and send it. It knows that this interface here can't accept it. I think that means. Yep. All right, it's good to know. But it can at the top. And this thing needs power. So I've got a ender cell blazing thingy over here. We can just probably feed power in the back. In fact, maybe let's just put that behind. And there we go. Okay, now this thing has power. Bloop. I know, just give it the basic zombie one for now. Launch in routine. Okay, it's doing its thing. This guy's on level 32, but from memory, it also upgrades. All right, we didn't get pristine matter from this. Yeah, and now it's on level 33. So every time it does a cycle, we're going to get a little bit of the matter. So we've got, I think it's a guarantee to get one every time. I'm not sure. It didn't get pristine matter again. So I'm pretty sure you get one of these matters, overworld, because this is an overworld mob. One of these matters every iteration, and the higher the tier of the data model, the higher the chance you have of getting pristine matter, which is another thing that sits right here. Oh yeah, like this. Yeah, there we go. Rotten pristine matter. And with that, can we eat that? We can't eat that. And then we can take it out of there and just deliver it straight back into the interface, and then the items will end up in our network. I'm not sure if these things have like different efficiencies. I'd rather use the one that kind of is the least impactful, but there we go. Just make a request to take things out of there, and that's kind of it. So this thing's now producing us DML, rotten pristine matter and the overworld matter. But if we just did this, if we just extended this, we could put in a bunch. We put in a bunch more. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that if it's got no data on there, insufficient data, you got to get a few kills first to start the process off. So let's put you back. Maybe the skeletons in the second one, overworld in the third. These modern dynamics, like servos, the attractors and extractors, you're chucking certain things into them to like speed them up or increase the number of items that transfer each time, the speed at which those things transfer, the frequency in which they transfer, etc. I reckon let's just put in some motors. Up to 5 supported, item speed 100%, item transfer frequency. Yeah, let's just get a couple motors then. That's better. All right, so there are simulation chambers. We probably only need 3 of them. One for each matter type. The loot fabricator, this guy. The other thing we want, this thing is going to take the loot, bring me overworld pristine matter. So you don't get to choose what type of loot you get from this. I think it just gives you a random assortment of stuff. Okay. That's kind of a shame. Like you look at REI and it's just, unfortunately, yeah, it doesn't tell you what you're going to get. It just tells you which mobs drops you're going to get. And there's a lot of overworld mobs. Like we're getting redstone, gunpowder, rotten flesh. Damn, we're getting heaps. Did I give you power? Oh, I never gave this thing power. I guess it doesn't take power. Yeah, okay, the loot fabricator doesn't need power. We got our cannon, we got our schematic. I guess let's head off to the nether and rebuild that farm and see how we go. So I've just been checking the wiki, and it seems like the best place to get like a variety of these mobs that'll fill the most number of cards here. Like for slimes, we can be killing magma cubes. Piglins will fill out this one. Ghasts can get us there. So we can fill out 3 of them in one go if we're in a nether waste biome. That was the last one I needed. So yeah, this biome, heaps of things are going to spawn in this biome. What are you? Warped fireberry. Oh, it teleported me. Really? Can't pick it? There we go. What are you? What are you? Burned. No, I think you can stay away. Oh, wow, we got a village down here. Everyone's out. What are you doing down there? All right, we'll stay focused. Let's just place it right there. How's that look? That looks pretty good. And I think, yeah, a clipboard. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, you give it a clipboard, and there's your list of items, and you put those items... Not bad. You put those items in here. So let me just grab these. Let's just give this thing its gunpowder. Fire away. I love this thing so much. Like, isn't that just super handy? But I might have to increase the roof on this one, unfortunately, because ghasts need 4 high. Hopefully ghasts would spawn in there. Done. Okay, ghasts are also going to spawn out here. Oh, I didn't think of that. All right, yeah, this is only 3 high, so ghasts aren't going to spawn in here, and we need them to for this one. All right, what if we copy this to there, copied 112 blocks? Okay, that's it. Turn the shaders off and you can see better. Yeah, if we copy all that square and then just shave all this off, paste it 1 higher, then we should have a 4 high block in there. And then with any luck, ghasts spawn. If they don't, whatever, we'll be fine. We'll live with it. So let's put that on top. Open this up again and say paste. I believe it's like that. Oh, we picked up all the bluestone, didn't we? And paste. Why on earth did it? Why is that the 1 limit? Really? That's the limit? Oh, God. Upgrade. How about now? All right, that looks good. It pasted everything. Yeah. Now we can just fill in these spots. Yeah, I hope I explained that well enough. Like we have, I want to build as few of these things as possible that yield the most number of mobs that we need. So for the first one, we need any kind of piglins. That's cool, we got that covered. For the second one, we need ghasts or phantoms or vexes. We're not going to get illager stuff from down here. We're not going to get ocean stuff from down here. And this one, the slimy one, we are going to get magma cubes, but we should get magma cubes in this dimension. I'll put this on in anticipation. All right, let's give that cursed dirt a little bit of time to spread, and we'll come back and hopefully there's a ghast sitting in there. Otherwise, this farm might be a bit of a waste of time. Ha, magma cubes. They do spawn. I was a bit worried. Heaps of modded mobs, which is unfortunate because they're kind of getting in the way of the mobs we want. But we are getting slime, that's the main thing. Not a single ghast so far. Like perhaps they have different kinds of spawning requirements, and this just doesn't cut it. I'm not too sure how that works. Yeah, let's try the end. And this time I'm actually just going to plant the cursed dirt under here so it spreads much quicker. And you're not wrong. I hardly need this platform to get these guys like in large numbers, you know? You can just literally stand out in the open and they'll come get you. But which is almost the same. Okay, and it's hardly needed seeing as we have all these guys scrambling for us, but I thought it'd be funny to have a little cursed dirt farm to spawn them in inside where their tower used to be. Let's go check out if this works. It does work. Look at that, pillagers, pillagers, pillagers. That's incredible. I was skeptical. Come on, you maniacs. Completely unnecessary. Because we got all these maniacs here, but okay. Yaha, back here, this guy can go in there. That is, let me just grab a sign real quick. That one is a drowned. So we've got all these things here now, like hoglins, magma cubes, vindicators, phantoms, drowned endermen. Let's just do it real quick. Okay, so we had a couple of issues. Now, don't get me wrong, I am loving this new mic, but sometimes it decides to just stop recording, which is, yeah, kind of sounding the alarm bells. But anyway, you saw there that the cannon, the schematic cannon, built us another one of these farms here, but this one doesn't have cursed dirt. Instead, what I can do is just grab like a phantom spawner. No, not like that. Put a block down, and then you just kind of give it a bit of a speed up. And we could use this thing to summon in phantoms, although it is the big modded phantom variants. Oh, that one's killing itself. You didn't see that. These are the kind of more difficult to find mob spawners that I just happen to have in the system. All the rest are here. They weren't too interesting, but if we need Enderman or Drowned or Vindicators, this one's really useful if we want to fill up our Pillager data model. Yeah, but the two we didn't have was the Ghost data model and the Ocean data model. Well, we were trying for ghasts, but phantoms also worked. And sadly, the Drowned don't seem to spawn here at this level. What are we at? We're at Y104. So I think maybe they need to be below sea level. I'm not sure if they have to be in water as well, but we live right next to the ocean. So I just plonked one down there and gave it a little speed tap. And yeah, that's how we got that data model. Oh yeah, I never mentioned, once we get around to actually building the arena to fight the big DML boss, you have to put in a data card and it actually consumes the data card. Well, technically you use a data card to make the key and that's it. That's your data card gone. So it's probably not a bad idea to have some easy way to renew those data models. And cursed dirt farms do the trick because I'm not sure if I explained it earlier, but a cursed dirt farm will, it'll spawn, if you didn't know, I'm talking to you. If you didn't know, what cursed dirt does is it spawns at a much higher rate whatever hostile mob would normally spawn on those blocks, which is why you need to have like a cursed dirt farm in the nether if you want like blaze and wither skeletons and that kind of stuff to spawn. Although wither skeletons, I guess you'd have to put it in a fortress too. In the end, it'll only be endermen that spawn. In the overworld, you'll only get overworld mobs, obviously. So yeah, that's why one in each dimension is probably not a bad idea. All right, so we've got a couple of important recipes here that we didn't have in the system. With this stuff, we can make nether wart. Fine, I'm not really using it, but we didn't have a renewable way to get that just yet. I imagine this would have done the job as well with mystical agriculture, but whatever. We can use it for this. Don't really need anything else, like gas tiers and blaze. Let's have a look. Yeah, 118,000. Blaze, 26,000. We didn't have a good way to get chorus fruit, so now we'll just get it with an apple and some extraterrestrial matter. Cool. But the real thing, like the real useful thing that we haven't actually automated yet, well, we did automate it, but we automated it in a farm that broke. Ignore this. I got some chunk issues right now. The wither spawner broke on us with a create update. So, but now we have another way to make nether stars with this extraterrestrial matter. So that's brilliant. I'm really stoked with that. We'll just put them all down here. Which is great. We've got 162 of the things already, but let's just say, give us another 100. Quick and easy. There we go. I've been wanting to test this for a while. Am I going to get all those levels if I break this thing open? This was like, we had this set up early game to make our charcoal and things like that. Let's see. I'm on 66 levels now. Yeah, I got all those levels. That's pretty cool. Anyway, did a bit of work down here. Definitely needs to be prettied up. These is just temporary. Maybe I'll just put like some floor down at like this level so we can see all these things from the top because it kind of looks good as it is. You definitely shouldn't do this, but I did this in the name of science. We've got a simulation chamber now. If you just look at Whaler up there, like look up here, you'll see, rather than clicking in there to see what the data model is, it actually shows you on the screen. So we've got the zombie data model, the skeleton, slimes, overworld, Poseidon, is that what it's called? Or ocean? Yeah, ocean data model. Jump over here. Illager or Pillager. Illager. Ghosts, hell, and the end. If they're overworld mobs, they'll produce overworld matter. That stuff you see sneaking through there now. If they're from the nether, they'll produce hellish matter. From the end matter. But each of them will produce their own type of pristine matter. And I was really, like, you can look at this and it says, Hades pristine matter in a loot fabricator is going to get you the mob drops of all these mobs. And there's quite a lot there. and I'm pretty sure they're all just the vanilla mobs. Yeah, and since each type of pristine matter will give you different results, I thought maybe what we'll do is set up a loot fabricator for each of the different types. So this one's I've got a whitelist for rotten. This one's a whitelist for spooky, whitelist for slimy, etc. Yeah, these things require no power, which is really handy. So these things, it'll produce a bunch of drops and that'll automatically get stored in these danks here. That sound you hear? That's the sound of failure, I'm afraid. I had hoped to get DML all wrapped up in a single episode, but unfortunately we've just run out of time. Perhaps if we stayed on the straight and narrow, it could have worked out. But yeah, that would have also been a pretty boring episode, I reckon. Hopefully we took the more interesting route and also learned something along the way. I know I definitely did. All right, no biggie. Rather than rush it now, we can just wrap it up in the next episode, and that'll give us a little bit of time today to talk about all these things. Well, yeah, first of all, let's have a look at the loot drops. So this has been running for a little while. Check out this black neon from Blockus. That's pitch black. Look at that. That is amazing. I really like that. I've been thinking about decoration ideas. That's kind of a contender, at least for part of the wall. And then there's, look at these things. They're on the move. Oh, and that's the recipe for it. Depending on whereabouts you are in the game, that's either cheap or expensive. And check out these things. Soul-infused blackstone stairs and cracked soul-infused blackstone stairs. Check out those little animations that they do. Pretty cheap. Polished blackstone bricks with lost souls. And these things, super cheap. They are a mob drop. I don't know who these two are. But also just cooking up soul sand. I mean, anyone. Can you eat it? No, you can't eat it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cheap. So I think I'll get some of these cool blocks in there. Yeah, maybe downstairs here we'll turn all sci-fi and something. Maybe change out the nature theme. Anyway, that's a question for another day. Let's take a look. These things have been running for quite a while. We've had something like 2,500 iterations on nearly all of these data models. Yeah, even the end one. And that's pumped out heaps of pristine matter and it's been refined. Let's take a look at the loot. The zombie data model, heaps of rotten flesh. A pretty negligible amount of all these other drops. I mean, unless you're really struggling to find potatoes in your world, I'm going to say that's just rotten flesh. We'll get back to the bottom row in a second. Similarly here, with the skeleton skulls, I guess if you got no other source for them, that's not too bad. The bones are handy though. Bones and arrows aren't so bad. Pretty small amount of coal. We did finally get a magma cube trophy out of this, but bizarrely, no magma slime. Like if it's meant to drop what the mobs drop, how come it's just dropping slime? Food for thought. Overworld 1, as you'd expect, a whole variety of different drops. Nothing in huge quantities. Again, this kind of stuff, pretty small. The glowstone's nice. A little bit of redstone's nice. Sugar's nice. Yeah, moving on. This one, the ocean one. Prismarine crystals and prismarine shards. That's not a bad way to farm these two up. I think you combine them together to get the lights. Yeah, so sea lanterns are made from a combination of those. That's not a bad way to get sea lanterns. And a whole bunch of like exotic fish. I'll definitely leave this one running because I'm curious to see what other fish drop. This one must be, the Illager one. So, the Horn of Failure. We're never going to run out of those. Totems, sure. Emeralds. There's quicker ways to get emeralds, but that's not bad. This stuff though, the Illinite shard, that's not so easy to get your hands on. Recall, you use this to make the altar, the biome makeover altar, but you also use it in the altar to over-enchant things. Yeah, it adds a curse, but there's ways around that. So yeah, for over-enchanting, maybe you do want to get one of these things spinning. What do we got here? This is the ghostly one. Gas tears, phantom membranes, cool. Bit of gunpowder. Heaps of lag, come on. This one must be the nether data model. Yeah. Hoglin loins, tiny bit of blaze. And finally the end data model. All the shulker shells you'll ever need. And some ender pearls there. Okay, and finally we can talk about these things. These trophies, they're from the mod Trofers. Or Trofers? Trofers, I'd imagine you call it. I hope I'm not butchering that pronunciation. And these are all the ones, I've already checked those danks earlier. These are all the ones that they drop. They kind of, each row corresponding to each column. Row? Column. I guess it depends how you look at it. Each column corresponding to the dank that it was taken out of. So The end data model gives us Enderman, Shulkers, Endermites, pretty cool, Nether, Ghostly, Illager Ocean, etc. And check this out. Whoa! Okay. Spoilers. So we've got levitation there for a little bit. I didn't realize that one gave us levitation. That kind of spoiling the big reveal. I was going to say they're pretty cool because they play through. Oh, that gave us something. Strength. This guy gave us strength for 2 minutes. But you see there it says next reward available in 7 minutes. So you can only do it once every 7 minutes, I guess. Mostly they're just making the mobs. Mostly they just make the mob sounds though, so. So yeah, for the musically inclined, there's a challenge for you. But some of them, as was just spoiled, give us special effects. All I've really found, I mean, we do have some effects here permanently anyway, but some of these give us special effects. The only ones I've really managed to find so far is this little guy is going to give us water breathing. That's not bad for 40 seconds. Witchy gives us regen for 30 seconds. Creepers, zombies, skeletons. Yeah, I don't think that's given us anything. So I think these are like a 1 in 1,000 chance drop from every single mob in the game, I think. I'm not sure if it also includes the modded mobs, but if you can manage to get your hands on one of these for a wandering trader, I'll leave it to your imagination how you go about that. That one will give you invisibility for a short time. I know the Iron Golem Trofer gives you absorption 3 for a few minutes, etc. So yeah, they're pretty fun, they're pretty cute, and some of them give you special buffs. I wonder... Really? Yeah, you would have figured that they take a redstone signal to make the sound. That would have been a fun way to sneak one of these in under like your friend's base or something and set that off on a timer. But anyway. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you got any suggestions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.